for all of the controversy that is bound to happen with this, and yes, it will, man. Y'all don't even know. We have barely just kicked off with this. Tomorrow morning, by this weekend, people gonna be out in the streets just burning figures of Bond, effigies and dummies of Bond.
I don't know if it's gonna be that bad.
Oh, these people gonna go crazy.
You think so?
People gonna, yeah. When we left the theater, people were losing their mind. Hey everyone, I'm sure you heard by now, Double Toasted is heading out on tour, bringing you a night of comedy, games, and some interaction with the audience out there. Get tickets by going over to doubletoasted.com or going over to X1 Entertainment. Hey, we'll see you soon. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. All right, we're about to get into this review, but before we do, got to let you know that this review is sponsored by HelloFresh. Martin, say hello to Fresh.
HelloFresh.
Yeah, man. Cool thing about HelloFresh, hey, you know we're about to get in this Bond review. You ain't got to be a James Bond. You ain't got to be out there saving the world to impress the women, man.
No?
No.
What would you do?
Cook a good meal, man. Women love to see you cook.
That's true. They don't expect you to be able to cook.
But now you can. You can impress the women with HelloFresh. Why is that? Because HelloFresh, it makes cooking fun.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
Yeah, it makes it fun and makes it easy. They give you these pre-measured ingredients and they give you these instructions, and even if you know how to cook that much, man,
sure,
you'll be off and cooking a meal in about 30 minutes or so, and not just any kind of regular meal. I mean, I'm talking about something that's looking gourmet right there.
Oh yeah, and that looks delicious, like restaurant quality. And you have everything set in front of you, so there's no time wasted going through the grocery aisles trying to figure out what to do.
Well, that's another thing, man. You know, it saves money. It's about 28% cheaper than shopping at the grocery store, and you know they up price everything at the restaurants, man. Especially
definitely.
Today, they trying to make up for things.
They are.
Yeah. So you saving about 70% from a restaurant if you decide to cook at home with this, man. Because again, they give you all the ingredients right there. You know, you can also customize your meals. You can let them know if you're anywhere from vegetarian, you like fish a lot. Hey, if you love meat, they got it for you. And they also send you these cards right here where they show you how to prep the meal. And just to give you, they just sent me something. Yeah. I'm making something. I'm going to make something tonight because you saw me. I just had a smoothie a little while ago, so I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But I have jammy red pepper chicken sausage spaghetti bolognese. But what I'm going to make is crunchy Italian chicken sheet pan bake right there,
Oh, man. That sounds amazing. Well, the cool thing about those cards is that once you're done cooking that meal, you can go to the grocery store and get the stuff and do it again yourself.
Yes, you can.
Or wait until it comes back around.
But you won't, because
HelloFresh.
The next time you get ready to cook HelloFresh, you're going to walk out the door like, oh, damn, they got another box waiting on me.
Oh, well, put the car keys back.
Y'all saw me making those pork chops that time. I was at home having a good time making these pork chops right here. And that's just part of that right there. I sauteed those and spiced those myself, and you didn't even see the sides and the sauce that I prepared. Yeah. Hey, look, y'all know I'm a busy man. Y'all know I don't ever cook anything. I'm always out there picking up food, eating food. So if I can cook this stuff, and if I can not only cook it, but I can also make it taste and look good, then you can too. People, I want you to go over to HelloFresh.com/doubletoasted14 and use the code doubletoasted14 for up to 14 free meals with free shipping.
Free?
That's right.
And free shipping.
HelloFresh.com/doubletoasted14. Use the code doubletoasted14. It's all one word and the number 14. Don't spell out 14. And you'll get 14 free meals with free shipping.
Nice.
You're saving money at the grocery store. You're saving money from the restaurants. You're saving money on postage. What y'all waiting on? What do you want from me?
What, were we supposed to cook it and bring it to you?
I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. And of course, as always, Martin, I want to thank all the people out there for their support.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, folks, let's go ahead and get in this review. And let me just warn y'all about this movie, No Time to Die. James Bond. This movie's just out, and I'm telling y'all, these fans about to get stupid out here. These James Bond fans out here, they about to get downright dumb with this shit. And I'm not talking about the good stupid and the good kind of dumb. These people gonna be protesting.
Yeah.
They gonna, hey, they don't, all these people talking about cancel culture. Man, I hate cancel culture. But cancel that motherfucker there, James Bond. Cancel that bitch. Yeah, people. Hey, don't let these women that he's walking in between fool you. It is true. You've heard the rumors, and I'm here to tell you it is true. Bond is sensitive now. Bond is all about expressing his feelings. He's got a wife now. He's in love. They still in that honeymoon phase where they love, they just love looking each other's eyes. All them PDAs out there just touching on each other. And y'all out there talking about, man, that ain't no James Bond. That's a bitch. That's not the Bond I know.
Oh, don't be like that.
That's a bitch right there. Boo.
He's been like that ever since Casino Royale.
Yeah, man. But y'all don't want to hear it, though. Y'all don't want to hear it. But I will tell you this. I really don't blame people for being irritated.
Oh, really?
I don't. Because now Bond is, he's all sensitive. He's in love because he got a woman now.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got married. I'm going to tell you, this phase of James Bond's life, James Bond, he's turning to that dude that all guys hate, man. He's that motherfucker where he's been out there just dogging these women out. Ain't cared how he treated them. Been grabbing all kind of ass and everything.
Right. Slapping them every so often.
Smacking them up, flipping them and rubbing them down. Oh no! And now that he's got a woman, he's looking at all his friends, all his guy friends talking about, hey fellas, when you gonna settle down? When you gonna settle down and quit dogging these women out like that, man? And people like, man, you, man. You've been out there the worst time. You've been a hoe this whole time. And now you're gonna come back and try to tell me to be sensitive just because you got a wife. Now, man, you.
Come on, brother. It's time for you to grow up.
Yeah, man. Let's be real. James Bond been a hoe all these years. It ain't even been kind of a decent hoe. He ain't the kind of guy that like meet a chick at a one night stand and treat her nice. Nah, man, he's that kind of dude that chick and tell you, get the thing is, with Bond's previous behavior, today women ain't taking that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people in general ain't taking that. And rightfully so. But that's the tricky part. When sexism has been a trademark.
Yeah.
Not just a part of this, not just something fun. It's been a trademark of James Bond.
Sure.
When that's been the case.
How do you bring that into the new world?
Exactly, man. Can we change that and have these movies still hold up? Is this going to be changing Bond a little bit too much? After all, Bond movies, the thing is, Bond movies are a lot more than just the sexism of James Bond.
Absolutely.
It's about action, crazy gadgets, crazier villains.
Right.
How is the old Bond adapting to this new age? That's the big thing. And also, let's not forget that this is the last outing of Daniel Craig. And these movies they've been up and down. They've kind of been like, it's another series of movies where, they flip-flop. This one's good, this one's bad, this one's good, this one's bad. Last one, Spectre, not so good, people say. At least that's a consensus from a lot of people.
Yeah,
of course, it's all a matter of opinion.
Sure.
What was I about to say? This should be the number of the movie that's going to be good this time. With all those things combined, are we actually going out, at least in this series, this story, this arc, are we going out on a good note here? Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for No Time to Die. Just be an arm hanging out.
I know. Both shoulders just pop right out of the socket. It's just dangling there.
Just a James Bond torso on the ground, flopping around like a fish.
I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works.
I thought you two would.
In other words, you old. Damn, that millennial talking shit to him.
I know.
Stay in your lane.
Exactly. All the phrases.
You weak knee mother.
She stopped from just saying like, "Okay, boomer."
Yeah. For all of the controversy that is bound to happen with this, and yes, it will. Man, y'all don't even know. We have barely just kicked off with this. Tomorrow morning, by this weekend, people gonna be out in the streets just burning figures of Bond, effigies and dummies of Bond.
I don't know if it's gonna be that bad.
Oh, these people gonna go crazy.
You think so?
People gonna, yeah. When we left the theater, people were losing their mind.
I know, but they were losing their mind over something different than what you're talking about.
These people, they've already. They haven't even seen the most, how would I put it, the most bold things that they've done in here. You haven't seen it. Shit, y'all thought that black chick was getting y'all pissed off? Y'all thought Bond being sensitive and being married was one thing? Oh, man, y'all don't even know. It's about to be a big uproar. But I would tell you that all the stuff that people are probably going to start complaining about, all the stuff that people are going to be going crazy about, a lot of those things are the things that make this the boldest, most interesting, and most ambitious James Bond movie yet. I would tell you, it's ambition. It's ambitious, and not just what I'm talking about there, but also in how it tries to combine. Because this is a movie now that they're going out with this particular version of Bond. They're trying to please everybody. They're trying to please the people who love the grittier, new James Bond, and they're also trying to please the people who love the
old classics,
like the sci-fi fantasy spy James Bond. You know, the crazy stuff that actually people that feel Bond parodies.
Yeah.
The stuff that people make fun of Bond over.
Yeah.
They're putting that stuff back in here.
That's why the movie's 3 hours long, because they're trying to put so much in it.
Because they're trying to please everybody here. And the story, this is like, you're probably wondering where it's going, because look, we started out with Casino Royale. Casino Royale was pretty grounded because a lot of it, just like the book, dealt with a card game. And as the movie started to progress, they started to get crazier and more out there. Skyfall was a Batman movie almost.
Very much a Batman movie.
This one, now we getting back to old classic Bond, where we got the super villain who has world domination plans, or at least plans to kill half the world. And it's just about as crazy as some of these Bond
evil lair on an island.
Oh yeah, no, this is about as crazy as you get with some of the Bond villain plans. You got a super villain who, by the way, his motivation, he just wants to kill people. Wants to kill a lot of people using a virus that has nanobots that can be programmed to infect certain targets. And at times, that plays out about as silly as it sounds. At other times, it's like, well, damn, that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Like when it's that, when they explain it and everything, and you see them actually using it. Sometimes, all right, that's ridiculous. But then there's moments where it's like they tell you that the virus can't, once it's in your body, you can't get rid of it. And what if it's targeted to just kill the people that you care about? Mm-hmm. You can shake everybody's hands out there. Imagine having COVID where it only affects your mom.
Right, right.
You can only affect the people that you care about. I was like, well, that's a really cool concept right there. I will say that as far as what I'm talking about with the test of Bond here, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but yes, it's going to be the sex stuff. It's going to be how he approaches women. There was a time when if Bond got along with a girl, like if somebody just left the room for like 10 seconds, panties gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that fool could be in the middle of a mission. The mission gonna wait.
Yeah. Well,
he gonna get his.
Always women were impressed by him, and in this movie, none of them are.
He's like, when the women even tell him, Bond, what about the world? Shit, the world could wait. My dick is hard. We doing this, all right? And the women be like, oh, Bond,
Hey, James.
Oh, James. I'm telling you, man, shit, he would have if she wasn't his boss. He probably did.
Probably did. It's always an antagonistic relationship.
Yeah.
Somebody did, and he doesn't even remember, but she does.
Yeah. Hey, Judy. James Bond, no, I didn't. Go ask James. Man, that bitch lying. Shit, come on, man, who you gonna believe? I'm not here to sit up here and just and make people worried about that or harp on that, but that is something that a lot of people, and unfortunately, they're not gonna like that. They're not gonna like that they changed that aspect of Bond. And I know a lot of people right now you're perplexed. They're saying, you mean to tell me that there's ass in front of James Bond's face and he didn't do a damn thing with it? I'm here to tell you exactly that. No, he did not. There are moments, and this is what's going to really, it's going to irk some people, because there are moments where he's put into that situation. We've almost been programmed to see Bond react that way, and he does not. He does, when Bond is alone with a woman, there are moments where he does nothing. And you know what? And it's funny because it's with what they do to him in this movie, they almost rub it in that's not happening. They call this No Time to Die. Should become No Time to I have never, man, it's one thing to say that we're changing this around, but they go out their way to give this man blue balls a couple of times in the movie. What's Nomi? Who plays her?
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah, man. She straight up trolls him. She brings him back to his place, gets in bed, takes that wig off, and looks at him and says, "Psych! Got your ass, and you don't get shit." And by the way, I'm the new 007. And it's funny because when she took the wig off, she left it there. Just to remind him.
Jack off to this.
Yeah, you know he picked up that wig. It's like, tears coming out his eyes. To be fair, Bond has always had strong women in there. Yeah. There's always had women who were very self-sufficient, who were very tough. There's like the one that this movie is really pulling from is in a few elements is in Her Majesty's Secret Service. Yeah. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and
you've been pulling the same theme song from it.
Yep. And that movie, then even the trailer at the time, they showed you that. Listen, we're putting it right here for you to see. We have tough women in this movie.
The different Bond woman. The name's Rig.
Okay, you deserve that shit.
Of course.
You gonna reach through that. You better be glad she didn't break your damn arm.
The minute his arms went through, he went, "Oh shit!"
He set himself up. Look at it. I got your ass. Oh shit!
Not smart.
But the only difference is that no matter how much these women were tough, they were always sexual conquest for Bond.
Sure.
They were always sexual objects for the audience. I mean, it's almost like the tougher they made them, the more they tried to rub it in and let you know that these women were sex objects, to the point where sometimes it was even childish. I mean, one of the most popular names in the Bond franchise is that is a childish ass name.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got away with that.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
Pussy galore.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna start jacking off.
Hey, she's not even trying.
This
is gonna be too easy.
Yeah, you shouldn't even put the galore on it. She just should have come out and just said, "Hey, my name's Pussy."
Yeah.
These women have always, to the point where it's just ridiculous, man. But in this one, this is really the first time. I know we had Jinx and what's her name, but even then, she was a sexual conquest for Bond. In this one, these women are allies. These women are meant to be. They are not there to have sex. They are not there to be objectified as much. They are there to serve him as an ally as much as the man do. And just spoiler right here. No, he doesn't have sex with either one of them. What's her name? Ana de Armas. I really like the way she came in. She's like a new recruit. She just came in to help Bond. She does that. She's out. Nomi, the character of Nomi is really cool. Now, I don't think they pushed it as far as they could. I think they could have done more with it. But she is constantly walking behind Bond, just with him.
She's an asshole.
She is. And I kind of like it because she's heard the reputation of Bond, and she's just kind of like, don't you even try.
But I would appreciate it more if he had kind of started some shit and she was doing that. But he's just like, I don't even want to be here. Like, who are you? Why are you me? Just leave me alone.
I kind of like that, man. I wish they had pushed it more to where they had this, this competitive thing going on. I think they didn't really mind the potential of that, but I do think it. If they ever decide to do something with this character, know, people, she is not the new James Bond. She is a 00 agent.
Yeah.
00s are, that's a number that can be given to the what's the code name?
Yeah.
That's given to the right and qualified person.
Right. She is the current 007 because he retired.
But they don't stop the movie to force something in just because, hey, that's what James Bond does. The action seems to flow better. The mission seems to flow better. It just seems like it makes sense. And it's just something that I think people just, some people like it. But me, I myself, I was like, man, all these James Bond movies we've had decades to where they've been the same. And we like that. That's fine. But what are we going to do to change it up? And this is one of the first and biggest steps that they've done.
Sure.
And I personally, I like the James Bond that does not have this obligation to be a womanizer for every female that he comes across.
There's just no place for it. And I don't mean, the society's woke now. I just mean with the mission, everything going on, there's really not a place for it.
This whole thing with him being sensitive, it makes sense. I mean, this is a story arc of this Bond where, we saw his origins. We saw him go through the movie, having to learn almost to be him, find himself as much as find himself as an agent, and being married. In this one, it's just kind of like, I'm not going to say what happens at the beginning of the movie, but I'm going to say that situation, he's just a mopey motherfucker throughout a lot of this movie. Like, the beginning of the movie just has him outside of a train, just looking, almost tears about to flow from his eyes. He's so sad. And the situation that happens at the beginning of the movie, that plays into why, okay, even if they did want to have James Bond do the same thing. Like let's just say they said, to hell with being woke, to hell with Me Too and all that. It's still, it just wouldn't make sense for the character to do it given the circumstances at the beginning of the film.
Right. Well, what they did with Casino Royale with him and Vesper Lynn, that is carried through all these movies. It hasn't been the whole, well, she died and now I'm over it, let's get on.
Yeah.
Like that stays constant.
I mean, I'm going to warn y'all not getting just a sensitive Bond. You're getting almost a domesticated Bond. I mean, the man is making breakfast for kids, in this. Some things I never thought I would see Bond do. Man's cutting apples for a 5-year-old. and something asking him, is it good? And she's like, no. Get this shit out of here. No, this is and this is not so much of a departure from what they've done with Bond before. When you had, again, going back to Her Majesty's Secret Service, they pitched that movie as your typical James Bond film.
My name's Bond, James Bond.
The new Bond. The different 007.
And it was different because that's the one where he was married, and and they, like you said, they even have the theme song from that movie that's playing here all the time in the world. And that's George Lazenby in there playing that Bond. There's a lot of inspiration that they've taken from that to make this the final chapter of this Daniel Craig era, and it really makes sense. And speaking of Daniel Craig, because a lot of people are going to wonder, like, all right, this guy, he's pretty much told everybody. He's pretty much just, hey, I don't give a f- much you pay me. I mean, I'm going to take the money, but I hate playing James Bond. This man's like, I've broken so many bones, cracked my foot.
I'm sure he's like, I can't believe I fought to get this part.
Yeah. He was like, you know what? $7 million, it cannot change what I'm going through right now with this character. Plus, I'm just getting bored at this moment. But I would tell you, for all that bullshit that he put out there about how he hates this character, he says, but for y'all, I'm going to give it one last try. I'm going to put everything into this character. I'm going to give him my all. for all of you out there who want this last Bond right here. And it's really cool that he does that, man.
Sure, it's easy to do that when you know it's your last one and you're going home.
Hell yeah. He gives it his all for his last performance. And, you know, this is my second favorite Bond besides Sean Connery. And if anybody out there feels the same way I do about this being your, you know, if this is your favorite Bond or your second favorite Bond, this movie shows you why, I believe. It's because not only because he's putting everything into it, he's being very professional about it, but also it's because being that this is his last outing and they've made it very dramatic for him, and because they've given him more drama to work with, you know, they've given him more character. And I think it's been a great decision to make this series all one story. That's another thing that they really haven't done before. All these movies have been standalone films. They might, you know, call back to some other ones about, you know, with the ones with the same actor. But this is the one that actually had a semi-origin story and also had closure.
Sure.
And I think I think that's something that if they want to continue that, maybe not for 9 movies, you know, but maybe like have some trilogies go on.
Yeah.
I like that. But go ahead.
Well, I didn't know where you were in talking about this, but you're right with all the things you bring up about it. Daniel Craig as James Bond gets to do more. He's more developed, but also besides him, everybody, all the characters, everybody in the cast, between M and the new and Nomi. And you just get to see more of them. It's like everybody really stepped up for it and said, "Hey, instead of making this just a dumb spy movie, let's add some drama to it and give it some weight and make it intriguing." And I really dug that about it.
I like that you talk about the new M here. What's his name?
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. Yeah, they made him more complex.
Yeah,
they've actually gone in and made that character a little deeper, almost. And, you know, gave him some ambiguous morals in this. I mean, they really do make you question the motivations of MI6 and his motivations in particular. You don't know who his cinematographer was in this, do you?
I don't.
I know they've had Deakins, Roger Deakins before. I don't know who somebody will probably tell me in the chat. But these continue to be great looking films. And it's not just that the movies have great cinematography, but the great cinematography lends itself to the action coordination, the stunt coordination. As far-fetched as they may be, you know, the action here is amazing, man. I was telling you how the movie opens up, and it's one of the longest sequences they've had before the actual opening credits come in, and those things are well shot, man. That scene on the bridge in particular, that was a great way to open the movie, combined with the situation that Bond is in at the moment. Man's already got his feelings hurt.
I know.
And he's just kind of like, this is the last goddamn thing I need. There's a car chasing me down a bridge trying to kill me.
Can't catch me.
I like the way he was set up by Brown McLovin right there. I just put some glasses on his ass and he would look like Superman, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you're right.
Splat! Just a big patch of red on that wall right there. You know, this is those are the things that we love about Bond. Yeah. Those are classic things with the action scenes with Bond. Those are things that I think blend well with this movie. You know, now I would tell you that they're also, when they get into the gadgets and everything in here, I like those. Some of those. There was a scene in an elevator where they had anti-gravity devices, and those things kind of mixed well, I thought, with the movie.
That's fine.
For all the things that they're getting right, there's some things that they really stumble on here, man. There's some things that they really, I think I don't understand. They did so well with Bond. How can you not do the same with your villain, man? The villain in this movie, to me, is dull as. And we're talking about Rami Malek.
Yeah, Rami
Malek
or Malik.
Malik as what's his Safin.
Yes, and he's not Dr. No. So just so you know that.
No, he's not. No, he's a completely different character in this. the potential was there for him. I mean, it really was.
His name is Safin.
And what does he want?
Revenge.
I'm a man willing to kill the person you love most.
You know, what I love about, I'll tell you what I do love about the character. They finally turned Rami Malek into a lizard. They took those, because he got those big ass eyes. They finally gave him that lizard skin. I'm like, damn, y'all should have just made him a reptile man in this. Which would have been cool because this character he's a straight up, again, the cartoonish Bond villain. Again, that we always make fun of now, that we always parody, because with him, they've given him the lair inside of a cave or a volcano. They've given him all these workers that how he got them, we don't know. He has all this acid, all this equipment, all these super things. He has super henchmen. He's got one guy with a robotic eye that they actually call Cyclops.
Yeah. Not a robotic eye, a bionic eye.
A bionic eye. The shit might as well be a Saturday morning cartoon. And to be honest with you, I don't mind that. All right? But if you're going to do it, have your character kind of reflect the absurdity and the energy of that. Rami Malek he's so quiet, he's so reserved that he's just downright boring. I'm not talking about the actor. The actor's fine. I actually like this guy as an actor a lot. It's the character that I don't like, man. That character is almost a non-presence. And also his motivation here, for me, is ridiculous. It's like he's mad. That's it. Somebody killed his parents, and now he decides to take this out on the rest of the world. He creates this amazing technology, y'all. He creates a virus that he can program to attack certain people. And what does he do with it? He uses it just to make himself feel better by killing some other people out there that had nothing to do with this situation. If I got that correct, I don't know. Am I missing? I might be missing something here.
Honestly, we were 2 hours into this movie, and I realized that I have no idea what the villain's plan is. And by the time it was done, I was like, I think I understand it. This doesn't make sense. They haven't really explained it well. Like up to a point, you're like, okay, I think I get it. And he goes, and then I'll do this. And you're like, well, hold on. That kind of contradicts the other thing you just said 2 sentences ago. And now I don't even know what we're doing here.
Man, I'm the same. Okay, y'all, this movie's 2 hours and 43 minutes. And if they honestly had something to do with all those minutes, I would be fine with that. I would be riveted. I'd be there for every minute that you put up there. But they don't know what to do with these minutes, man.
I'm telling you, this movie's called No Time to Die because your day is spent entirely in the movie and you have no more time left. I honestly, everything we were saying in the beginning, I was like, wow, I think this might be the best James Bond movie they've had in years. Up until right before the halfway mark. And then everything bad just started overtaking it. And you talk about that. They had a villain problem to begin with. Because one, almost 3/4 of the movie is over before he really comes in and makes a presence of himself.
People, can these minutes cross over? It's like somebody got way too many minutes on the prepaid plan and don't know what to do with them. Yeah. This movie is way too long, man. And I'm sorry, I just got back from another country. I was jet lagged and I fell asleep through just a little bit of it and woke up and found out. And I asked people, I didn't miss a goddamn thing.
No, you didn't. You feel the running time. It's just it's so front-loaded with all the cool stuff in the beginning. And a big problem is there's a twist or two. And, man, I figured out the twist. Part of it is given away in the opening sequence. And then the other part is shortly after that. So then it's just really even longer wait for them to go ahead and reveal all the stuff you've already worked out in your head.
And it doesn't help that I was put to sleep by Rami Malek, man. I was really, because when he's talking, he got that Eddie Redmayne thing going on where he's talking like this. I would tell you my plan. And everybody in the room like, huh? What, huh? What? Oh, plan. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's got to be world domination or killing a bunch of people, right? Wait, let me finish. All right.
Out of all the Bond movies, I ain't talking about this series. I'm talking about in any of them. Sean Connery, Roger Moore, all of them would be put to sleep by this bitch over here.
I know. You can you can watch the Man with the Golden Gun and go like, Scaramanga, he's a little bit silly, but you take it in a second over this.
Yeah, man, I was looking forward to it too. When they bring back Blofeld, I thought, all right, you know what? This will be a good opportunity because the character wasn't that great in Spectre.
Right. Here's a chance to make up for that.
Here's a chance to make him something big, and he's doing the same shit that he's doing in the last movie, except less.
Less.
Hell, at least he got up and walked around and Spectre.
This time he just sits there and has a little tired tete-a-tete with Bond, and then it's kind of out of the picture. You're like, well, damn. Okay, well, that's all right because we got Safin coming up. He's going, oh. Anyway, we can get Blofeld back in here?
Yeah. And all even the side villains got on my nerves. They had one, again, going back to that old James Bond, man. If you ever rushing a James Bond movie, don't ever trust his ass. They got one right here. David Dinchik plays Valdo Orbachev. And everything he did in here, it was, I don't know if they told him to play it up this way, but it's almost played like he was supposed to be comedy relief.
Yes.
And that comedy ain't working, man.
It's not working. And you're like, what kind of movie is this? Because I thought we had a serious thing going on. And now if you're going to be over here making me laugh or trying to make me laugh, then I don't feel like there's a real threat.
Yeah. There are things where the movie's intense. Things are actually, it's... you're in suspense. They're terrorists taking over a building. And then they bring his silly ass up and they throw him down the elevator. They, oh, wait a minute, there's no elevator there. And I was like, all right, somebody make up their mind.
Uh-huh.
Is this a comedy or is this a James Bond movie?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that's going to make me miss this series, man. Some of the characters that they've had and the actors playing those characters. Jeffrey Wright, man. As Felix Leiter, man, I've always liked him as that character. They've had different versions in different movies of this character, but he's been one of my favorites, man. He hasn't played a huge part, but I just like that actor so much. And now that this series is gone, he's gonna be gone, and I'm gonna miss that. However, they introduce some other people. I'm like, I ain't gonna miss your ass at all. I'm glad they brought you in at the last minute. Now, man, I'm saying this because I got to be careful because I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking about the actor again, because this guy I actually like a lot.
Billy Magnuson.
Billy Magnuson, man, I like that guy a lot. He always makes me laugh.
Sure.
And that's the problem. They bring his ass into this 007 movie, and I'm laughing every time he's on.
Of course. He's got that. He's a handsome dude, but he's got a funny face, and it's something with his teeth. But he always plays characters that are either funny or funny and slimy. It's always one or the other.
And and it's just every time he's on, there's moments where he's actually meant to make you laugh, but then there's other times they bring him on, he's supposed to be serious, and I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, this it's working when it's supposed to be, but when it ain't working, it's standing out, you know? Even though James Bond had a funny joke about it, he looked at him, he was like, who's the Book of Mormon over there? They blow James Bond up a lot in this movie. That's another silly thing. And Martin and I were talking about this in the car.
He is covered head to toe in layers of plot armor. Like just that scene you showed on the bridge.
Yeah.
You saw that whoever's in that car shot him in the shoulder because it went pew when it spun him around. And yet that bullet wound never makes another appearance.
Oh, no.
I can count at least 4 times a grenade goes off right by his foot. And somehow, where it blows up Henchman, he just gets a ringing in his ear.
That's what I was telling Martin. I said, man, they blew his ass up 4 times in the movie. That bitch should be in pieces.
Yes.
You should have James Bond spread out all over the field. But every time, and if it was anybody else in the movie, they'd be dead.
Oh, yeah.
The screen be covered in that blood and plasma. But when it's James Bond, the shit goes off. And like I was telling Martin, that's like, it ain't nothing but it's just that. It's just that ringing in there. And I was like, how many times that fool should be deaf by the end of this movie?
It works the first time because you're like, even though I'm like, no way, but hey, we're forgiving this.
Okay, yeah.
But 3 more times, you're like, God damn it. Is he a cyborg? Just say that.
Shit, you know, but between the ringing in his ears and how softly like James Bond should be like, "Hi, what? Hi, what?" But then he shouldn't hear a goddamn thing by the end of this movie, man.
and you know, and it has that thing that they do in so many action movies where it turns to a video game at one point. Where, hey, if you're the shooter, you got a targeting system that hits everybody, and they can't hit you for nothing.
No, not at all, man. The best thing that they do in this movie, and it's too bad because when they put so much emphasis, I feel, on Bond, the character, that some things fell by the wayside, man. But you know what they do with Bond in the movie, he's the most interesting thing in the film. They do the most interesting things with that character, and they continue that until the very end of the film. Continuing to play with this character, they're continuing to do things that they've never done before. And I love that. I mean, if you're looking at this for James Bond because you love Daniel Craig, then you're gonna love what they do with him, I think. And I think that if this movie just was 2 hours, man, we don't need 40 minutes. We really don't. This is bloated, and they did this all because somebody somewhere said, "Well, shit, you know, this is Daniel Craig's last one, so let's give him a nice long send off." We don't need that for a 2 hour and 43-minute movie, man. 2 hours would have been sufficient. 2 hours would have been tight. 2 hours would have been comprehensible. You know, we would have known what was happening, because this thing is so long that the story starts to branch off in so many areas. It don't even know what it's doing.
It doesn't.
In my humble opinion, but it is a joy to watch this character right here, and hopefully they'll continue to expand on the character when we have other people come in and play it, like they've done here. You know, I think they've done is a good model. What they've done here, you know, telling these small stories, and then moving on to another. We've been concentrating on James Bond for years so much. If we can actually see what other 00 agents can do, if we can actually have a female, because you ain't gonna get no Jane Bond, okay? The producers already said that James Bond ain't gonna be no woman. Maybe down the line, maybe, but don't you get your heart set on that. But if we want to get a 00 agent, let's not change James Bond. Let's see a side adventure. Let's see a black James, a 007 agent. Maybe we don't need to have James Bond be black. Maybe we can see a side adventure there. Maybe, as I said earlier, we can get a trilogy where we can see these characters have an arc. Because I really like that. One of the best things about this movie, even though it's not perfect, even though they get some things wrong, is that they have really opened the door to do things and given themselves those possibilities like they have never been able to give themselves before. You have given yourself, you know, this playground now, and I think that's exciting if they continue to go along that route. Mm-hmm. But you know, as far as this movie goes, right here, really, you know, I love things about it. As I said, absolutely love things about it. However, they didn't know when to quit. It should have been so much tighter. So because of that, I'm gonna give it a matinee. Which is too bad because I really wanted to give this a full price, and I thought I was for about an hour. You know,
I'm right there with you. For an hour, it was the best of the best. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was the some of the best, some of the boldest, most personal for Bond. Pulling in like that was what we needed. So like a real attachment. It was ready to be, hey, this is going to make me sad that this is the last one. I've rarely had a movie just so thoroughly drop the ball like this, like running it down to the 10-yard line and then fumbling and let the other team pick it up. Because that second half of this movie, I liked it less the more I thought about it. The huge mistakes, the terrible villains, the lack of motivation. It's really long, and I mean, you didn't fall asleep because you were tired. You fell asleep because it was dull. The pacing is just awful, and you're just waiting it to get to its inevitable conclusion, and it's just like, man, we were having such a good time, weren't we? There are so many good things in the beginning, that won't get picked up on now. It's too bad. But I would just give it the lowest of matinees because it is a, you know, if you're gonna see it, it's good to see it in the theater. But I don't know, man. It ended up being a disappointment.
And you're looking forward to something that does have the promise for an hour of something
For
great.
an hour, yeah, something not just good but great.
Yeah, no, I understand you giving a low matinee. You know, I guess on the flip end, we're still in the matinee territory, but on the flip end, it's just like, I think there's so many good things that look great on the screen here.
Oh, they do.
I think the direction of it is so good. James Bond should went in and karate chopped the editor and cut that shit down himself. And it's people in.
And there's other things that I really don't like about this movie, but I would have to save it for spoiler talk.
We will do a spoiler talk, and it deserves one. It deserves one, and you know, and there's certain decisions that we have to talk about with this. But look, I love James Bond, but you ever hang out with somebody you like, and you know, for after a little while, you're just like, you know, I'm tired of your ass.
Oh yeah.
Martin's like, yeah, you.
I knew you were going to say that.